wallet, as we know, is expiring. Starting from 2020, there is a sweeping change in the political and economic situation. However, 2024 is going to be murky. If you'd like to know what's really going on, please bring your favorite drink and let's hear the story. It was a surprise for the whole world when the French President Emmanuel Macron has called for a snap parliamentary election. What's really going on? He felt so much in danger because Marine Le Pen with the National Rally, who are far-right people, they won the EU parliamentary elections. So he is making a gamble in order to take off guard all those far-right parties. In fact, all the polls are saying that Marine Le Pen and the far-right party will come first into the parliamentary election. So what will happen if the far-right rules France, the land of liberty, fraternity, and equality? Of course, we will find all these nice slogans are coming into ashes. In fact, the situation of Germany is no better, where the social nationalism is coming into the fore. Social nationalism is the Nazism that has been fought after and during the World War II. They're seeking so many far-right strategies. At the head of them are deporting all the asylum seekers and the migrants, and also they are trying to put so much limitation upon the benefit payments they are giving to all the asylum seekers. In fact, the saga of the far-right was expected. But in India, we have seen that Narendra Modi, he has won a third term of being a prime minister, a status that nobody has reached except for Nehru, this prime minister that have amazed and dazzled the whole world. But for Narendra Modi, he is known that he is sectarian. He is involved into so many sectarian conflicts, and even his government has dealt with the situation of the Gujarat tribes in 202 in the worst way. And for him, he is known that he is segregationist and he doesn't like the Muslim people. But is it only in India that the far-right came into power? No, it's also in Europe. You should go to see what's going on in Italy with Giorgia Meloni, who belongs to the far-right. Some defend her and say that no, she is not belonging to the far-right. She is only a right-wing politician. But you should take into consideration that she belongs to the party of the Brothers of Italy, that dedicates itself to commemorate all the fascist leaders. And you should remember what she has done when she gave no ear and no eye to the commemoration of Benito Mussolini, to which the Brothers of Italy, along with thousands, were clad in black, and they were shouting, Duce, Duce, which means leader. This means that if in Italy there is fascism, and in Germany there is Nazism, it means that whatever has been done during the Second World War and after that will be disbanded. A great surprise is that that's happening in UK, the land of freedoms and asylum seekers. We find that Rishi Sunak is really threatened by Keir Starmer, the leader of the Labour Party. Though he and his party, they are not having a definite financial plan, definite economic plan, and they are known that they go to irrational spending. However, they are posing existential threat to Rishi Sunak. So he called for early elections, and this will be in the 4th of July. But still, this Keir Starmer an existential threat. If we find out that in Europe, the far right is surging, we say that, okay, this is in Europe, and we think that there would be some kind that will balance the situation. But what would you say when the police of the world, the US, they are having a presidential race that's really very fierce? Between who? Between the current president, Joe Biden, the Democrat one, who is, of course, might be called he is a left wing, with the populist and the Republican Donald Trump, the former president, who is a right wing in policies. Of course, we find out that the presidential race in the US is full of surprises, with the old conflicts and the fighting between the two presidents. But if Donald Trump comes into power, you should expect that would be a sweeping change in the whole economic and the political landscape all over the world. Well, I think that everyone would wonder what has instigated this far-right surge all over the world, whether in Asia, Europe, the land of liberties, and the US. Of course, the key word is the economic situation. The deteriorated economic situation has given rise to these far-right strategies. The far-right calls for what? Calls for each country needs to reform its economic situation. And reforming economic situation will be with what? Will be with giving all the welfare to the people themselves, not to the outside world. So each country needs to close its economy and to close its borders in order to make this substantial reform. But if this happens, it means that all the doors will be shut in front of all the asylum seekers from all over the world, not only from Africa and the Middle East. If this happens, it means that no military aid will be given to any other country. And I think that everybody notices whatever is going on with the reluctance to provide Ukraine with military aid. Again, if this happens and the far right comes into power, it means that they will not give an ear or eye to whatever conflicts going on into the world. They will not interfere to settle conflicts, which means that you should respect further conflicts. But what was the major thing that gave rise to this far-right situation and made the people welcome the advent of the far-right? This is the social media. Really, the social media has got a wonderful and positive influence for everyone. It gives a voice to the voiceless. However, it gives voice to all bizarre and unexpected voices. Social media works according to the strategies of cult leaders. It tries to garner support by any possible means. So, what it has done, it has factionalized each country with people, so many factions with opposing viewpoints. Wow, I think that the situation is really murky. It's really unprecedented all over the world. But I wonder what will happen to the world if this far right not only come into power, if this far right rules the world for only 1 decade. Waiting for your comments that I will read one by one and respond to. And if you like the content, please, I'd like to see your thumbs up and the subscribe button clicked. And see you once more in Economics in the Game.